Dave Daily somewhere. Right, right here on the Muskegon channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. It's Dave Cackley on the other side. Here's the
Whoa.
problem. All
What
right.
happened?
Here's what
That's never
happened.
happened to
All
you
right, I'm going to
before.
tell you what happened. Here's what happened. So, yesterday was our big day of getting the electrician over here to figure out the wire that
Mm-hmm.
somebody ran over with the lawn or the rototiller thing there.
Yeah.
And he gets here, and oh, guess what? It's just some old wire left over from construction. It goes nowhere. And of course, here's me, Captain Dumbass, paying the electrician to tell me that the wire went nowhere. And have a nice day, sir. Thank you. So, I was convinced that it went down to the pump for the sprinkler
Mm-hmm.
system. I was wrong. Again, story of my life. I'm always wrong. I'm the one that's wrong. On and on.
Uh-huh.
But then, so it's like, all right, well, let's get this sprinkler thing fired up. So I go down there and I'm priming the well. This is just after we get done yesterday. And of course, I run it for 20 minutes and the sprinklers don't take off. I go back up. I run it for 20 more minutes. Sprinklers still don't take off. And it's a big system. It's got to get filled with water
Mm-hmm.
after it drains and all this stuff. So here I am out in the blistering sun all morning long, farting around with this sprinkler system, which I'm really uncomfortable working with because I don't want to burn up another motor and I don't want
Right.
to. Oh, God.
This is not your wheelhouse.
This is not my wheelhouse. Dude, is there anything around the house that's my wheelhouse other than maybe putting a toilet paper roll on the thing? Maybe. Even that I'm challenged at.
I'm in the same boat outside of lawn maintenance.
I can flush Rid-X down the toilet, and I feel accomplished if I do that, right? All right. So getting sprayed in the face with water, walking all over the yard, waiting for a zone to kick off or whatever the hell. Nothing. I go down and I check the pump again. It sprays boiling water in my face because it's hot. And I'm like, this sucks. And off I go. I'm like, I'm done with this today. So I get through yesterday, and everything's fine. Get it all done. About 8 o'clock, I wrap it up. And I wake up this morning, and I can't even put the Andy and Dave Daily together. That's where I'm at. That's how we got to here.
It's okay. So it was a domino effect of fatigue.
It's a cascading effect of
household mishaps.
That's all. It's a cascading effect of my life of failure.
And it just mentally, it threw you off mentally, even almost 20 some hours later. Okay.
That's all it takes. I'm fragile. I need to be held.
I understand that. Yeah. And
I
once
need
again,
consolation.
for the second day in a row, I'm not cuddling with you.
Okay.
It's not happening.
Well, you had your chance.
Oh. Anyway, ready to do this?
I spent over an hour shoveling looking for a wire that doesn't go anywhere, right? I'm convinced that there's a wire under the ground that I'm going to find and we're going to get it fixed. And then I have to write the guy a check for coming out to look for it. Right there, kick him in the ass again.
I understand.
And the electrician's awesome. I mean, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
I don't mind paying him for all of his work at all. I think it's, hey, you didn't find anything. It's on me. Here you go. Money. I'm happy. God.
That reminds me of the time I went to the
54 years old. When am I going to get this right? Seriously.
It reminds me of the time about 12 years ago, I went to the emergency room because I thought I was having a heart attack.
Yeah.
Turned out I just drank too many Cokes. That was literally it. Yeah, probably just too much caffeine. This happens a lot. And then, I didn't have health insurance at the time, so I get a bill for like almost, probably $2,700 that I pay for one stupid ass.
I'll tell you what you don't want to do.
Ill-advised visit.
I'll tell you what you don't want to do with the hospital stuff. A few years ago, I was laying there and I had a pulled muscle up here somewhere in this area.
Chest.
Oh, this hurts.
From what? Okay.
I don't know what I did, but something.
Lifting a cooler?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm laying there one Saturday afternoon. I'm like, oh, this sucks. Somebody gets the idea that I might be having a heart problem.
Mm-hmm.
Right down we go. And if you think paying $2,700 is bad for a false alarm for a heart
Mhm.
problem, wait till you have to pay that and then do a stress test. Because they're
Oh,
going to
good
stick you on
Lord.
this Stairmaster that doesn't stop, and
Mhm.
it's literally it's torture. It's
Oh,
it's the highest level of
like they
bullshit.
try to kill you or
They
whatever.
try
It's
to
like they're
kill you,
trying to kill
but I'm
you
like, can't we just do
to
the
see if your
chemical
heart
one
does.
where you fill me full of adrenaline or whatever you're going to give me for the let's go that route. I'll just lay there on the table. I don't want to climb this stair thing. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never had a stress. Like they thought of it was one of those things. Yeah, we could give you a stress, but you really don't need it.
Yeah,
Or they already told me, like, yeah, you don't need this. So
I got.
even
Oh,
when
they
I
gave
even
me.
when I got put on high blood pressure medication, it's like you could take a stress test, but it's not really
They looked
necessary
at me
because
and they said, "Hey, Fatso, guess what? We're gonna have some fun with you, and we're all gonna stand around and watch while you're like a
and you
rented
never walked
mule."
upstairs again. You're like,
Yeah,
that's it.
I came home.
And I'm taking a cart everywhere. I
I
don't care if
came
it's in the
home and I
house,
ordered one of those stair lifts. So
like Alan had on 2.5 Men.
right. All right, do some news
Oh
for me or
God.
something here. I got to recover.
Let's get into this. All right. Social media has little impact on U.S. political views, at least according to a recent study. Researchers at Stanford University found that 35,000 people who took breaks from Facebook and Instagram for 6 weeks prior to the 2020 presidential election did not significantly change their politics. However, those who did take breaks were found to be less knowledgeable about general news topics. Yeah, at the end of the day, everybody retreats into their little echo chambers, especially when you're talking social media or any kind of media at this point. If you're going to be, red regardless, or white or blue, no matter what, it doesn't matter. Nobody is changing their views. Everybody is locked in. It's people's new religion. If you were Republican before, you're going to be Republican now. If you're Democrat before, you can be a Democrat now. It doesn't matter. I will remain politically homeless. I don't care. And yeah, the social media, really, the impact is very, very little. As far
I
as changing minds, you
changing
can't change
minds, but
anybody.
I think there's a level of influence there that people still don't understand. Especially those who are um, easily influenced by the Weekly World News crowd, right? If you believed at one point there was a Bat Boy and he was showing up everywhere, um, and, and you laugh, but it's true. I mean, there are
I
people
know,
that, oh my God, I see God in that thunderstorm. You're right. Dude,
it,
there's people that will buy stretched
those are.
reality to the point that it gets toxic. And the Weekly World News was something that you could laugh at a little bit.
Mhm.
But when we turn it into things like pizza places filled with kids in the basement that are being sacrificed at their height of fear
Yeah,
so the blood can be drank, eh, uh, come
that's
on.
that's one of those things that's exaggerated of something that's a real thing. Like the trafficking thing is huge and
Trafficking is terrible.
is not covered to the extent it should be covered
I agree
because of the
totally.
fact there are
But it
people.
also takes away, and you know this and I know this,
Mhm.
it takes away from the real problem of trafficking, which is
Yeah, it
where it happens
does.
within a family,
Mhm.
within a community, within
Right.
a
And it's
friend, a
yeah.
close friend, or something like
Mhm.
that. And it makes
Oh
it
yeah.
so ludicrous that people are willing to go, oh,
Yeah.
it's just not a problem.
Yeah, then
You know
you
what I
tend to
mean?
throw you tend to what will happen is then you hear about a trafficking story, and if you are of that mindset of where, "Oh, I'm hearing this over and over again and it seems to be bullshit," you can turn a deaf ear to it.
Right,
I understand that,
right.
but I also think it's downplayed significantly. Trafficking is down. You
Of
don't
course it
you
is. It's
hear
just,
about it in the
dude,
media, but
it's
you
like
don't hear
any,
about it.
it's like any unspoken family problem. We're just gonna keep it quiet. We're gonna hope it goes away.
Hmm.
We're
Yeah.
not gonna get. It's bad, and
It's
it, you know, it's just
it's
how it
it
is.
the thing is it's horrific, and it's far more widespread than we want to believe because
Mm-hmm.
we're so people like you and me, like I will see movies, but like I don't want to see it. It's like one of those things. It's like I know it's a horrific thing, but if I allow myself to really do a deep, like I don't even want to do a deep dive on it
Right.
because I know what I'm going to find out, and it just it's so revolting
Hmm.
that I don't know if I can handle it.
Yeah.
Even as a 52-year-old man, and understanding how horrific people can be, not to mention how people can be really, really good too.
Yep.
But the horrific nature of human beings at times and what you have the capacity to do is really disgusting. And but at the end of the day, when it comes to your political views or whatever they may be, they're not going to get changed. They're not changed at all by social media. They're just not. I mean,
What about
that's
your
why I've always
political
said
actions?
no, they're
You
not.
don't think so?
You're gonna no, I don't. I think if you're inclined to act on something, you're gonna act. If you're not inclined to, if you're like most people really just don't want to be bothered. Most people will talk a big game like on the X, the former Twitter, or Facebook, or Instagram, or whatever. They'll talk, but that's all it's going to be at the end of the day for the most part. Now,
Yeah.
you're going to have some fringe lunatics who go do crazy shit because that's what fringe lunatics do. They do crazy shit. That's just how they're wired. I really don't think it has as big of an impact. I think it can be a good source for information if you multi-source everything. If
Yeah.
you don't just stay in your echo chamber, whether it's left wing or right wing, because that's the way all news is. It's filtered through a political lens via left or right, and it depends on what you're viewing. And that's where I give my mom credit as an 88-year-old woman. She she watches Fox News, she watches MSNBC, she watches CNN. She's at least she's one of the few people I know who gets their information from conventional media that watches both
Okay.
and has her own viewpoints. And I do that, and it's mostly online. Like all my stuff is online stuff, but it's like before I do this news comes from either I will be checking out ABC News, AP. I'll check out Fox News. I'll check out NBC. I'll check out some of the other websites, some of the local and national stuff. And that's the way you should get your information, and you
Well, there
can
you have it.
somehow get some semblance of sort of maybe truth.
Okay.
That's the best you can do now. What else is going on? Students at Duke University protested during comedian Jerry Seinfeld's commencement speech. Videos on social media showed a group of students walking out while carrying a Palestinian flag. It's unclear whether the protests were actually aimed at Seinfeld, who is Jewish. There were some boos when he was announced. The 70-year-old was also presented with an honorary degree. I don't know. Like, first of all, college kids are dumb. And Seinfeld is the most milquetoast comedian in the history. I mean, he does jokes about cereal and Pop-Tarts. And, there's nothing controversial. He's the least controversial person who's ever done comedy. It's amazing. And then, but it's outrage culture. So kids are doing what they're doing. They got the right to do it. Absolutely have the right to do it. Is it dumb? Yeah, it's dumb, but you got the right to be dumb too.
Okay.
So there you go. Par for the course. Finally, the Detroit Lions have reached a massive contract with quarterback Jared Goff. Goff signed a 4-year, $212 million extension, $170 million guaranteed. This makes $444 million in contract extensions for Goff, wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown, and offensive tackle Penei Sewell, reinvesting in the team. So there you go. That's good stuff. If you're a Lion fan, they are not going on the cheap to keep the core group of talent in place. So another exciting season coming up. You got the Tigers doing okay. Going to be a nice next 4 to 6 months or so.
Can't wait.
Of course.
Right.
Speaking of the Tigers, they get back over 500. They beat Miami 6-5. Cubs lose, Cubs lose, Cubs lose. They get blanked by Atlanta 2-0. That's
all right,
sports.
That's sports. Here comes another Ford Fiesta for $600. This is a gimme. This is another freebie.
Okay.
This is another, hey Dave, here's a free $600. Do you just want to take the money, or you want the challenge?
No, I will always go
In
the hard route.
1982, she co-founded her center to treat drug addiction and chaired the board until 2005.
Did you say Chico? It sounded like you said Chico. I know what the answer is already, so you don't even have to repeat the question.
So no, I did not say Chico.
It sounded like you said Chico for some reason. You kind of rambled quickly through that, I think, to try and trip me up. But it's the Betty Ford Center.
That's not really the answer. It's just Betty Ford. It's not Betty Ford Center.
Jeez. I gave you the complete answer.
One.
You should give it to me because I gave you the complete answer. It's the Betty Ford Center.
Well, that wasn't the question. She founded.
It's Betty Ford.
She co-founded. Not
co-founded.
What's the name?
You
of
said
the center
Chico. You said
I did not say Chico.
You said it so quick. It sounded like you said Chico founded, not
I said nothing.
She co-founded. You said Chico because you were thinking of Chico and the Man because you're living in the past.
Which I understand. Well, I'll continue to watch BBC Select and,
of course,
be the more
you'll pretend
influential and highbrow, well-educated,
of course, yeah,
worldview type.
Yes,
you stick to Chico and the Man. All right,
I'll
see you back here tomorrow.
See ya.
Happy Tuesday, Muskegon. After those showers from yesterday and early this morning move out of the way, we'll have some sunshine and some warmer temperatures for the next few days. So let's take a look at your forecast, brought to you by Trinity Health. Continuing from Monday night, we'll have some very early scattered showers in the morning on Tuesday, but we'll stay dry through the middle of the week with the next chance for rain coming on Friday morning. Here on our future radar, we see Tuesday around 2 a.m. we have some of those showers coming through our area, along with a couple more behind it that should be cleared out by 6 a.m. as most models are showing the majority of the rain staying to the south. So for your Tuesday forecast, during the day after those showers move through, it'll be mostly cloudy with a high around 67 and a light breeze out of the northeast. At night, we'll cool down to about 48 degrees with just partly cloudy skies and even lighter breeze out of the northeast, which will make for a wonderful day to get outside and walk the dogs. Here is Marshall and Gibson, courtesy of Jen Schultz. Today we'll start on the chillier side after those showers move through around 56 degrees at 8 a.m. You might want to wear a jacket bringing them out at that time, but as we move through the afternoon, we'll get very comfortable around 67 degrees, and there won't be too much sunshine, so the pavement won't be getting too hot to take them outside to walk. High temperatures town by town today are ranging from the low 60s to the high 70s, with of course much cooler temperatures along the lakeshore, and it looks like these temperatures are going to be sticking around through the rest of this week in the high 60s. We will get some clear sunny skies Wednesday and Thursday, but there is a chance for some rain to begin late on Thursday night and continue through Friday morning, which should clear out by Friday afternoon. We should remain partly sunny for the rest of Friday after that then, and we have some sunshine for Saturday and Sunday with higher temperatures around 71 and 73, with some showers potentially on Monday night and a high around 66. So we're looking at a cool down moving into next week and potentially more rain as well. That is all for your Tuesday forecast, brought to you by Trinity Health for the Muskegon Channel. I'm Tegan Schultz, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.